Welcome everyone. Welcome. This is MetalCanyon and we will be doing a review of Jurassic World Evolution by Frontier Developments. I've been so excited about this game ever since I've seen it being announced. For a few reasons. One, I love park management games. I've played quite a bit of Planet Coaster and a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the day. It's a Jurassic World themed park management game, and I just like the idea of that, having dinosaurs, having enclosures, making sure the dinosaurs are okay and the people are safe, and also because it is made by Frontier Developments, which, like I said, has done Planet Coaster and Elite Dangerous, and Planet Coaster, well, as I said, is a lot of fun. So I was thinking this is going to be more of the same brilliant stuff, but with dinosaurs added in. How can it not be fun? So let's just jump right into the game and see what's what, shall we? Isla Muerta. So this is my park. One of them anyway. I'll explain that in a bit. Look at the beautiful, beautiful park. Oops, my mouse was on the right. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is our Jurassic World Park. Here's the entrance. That's the arrival point where people arrive to the park. And we've got some hotels, we've got some restaurants and such. And lots of other buildings that I will explain in a moment, but the first thing that really strikes at you is, well, the general beauty of the game, the graphics. Planet Coaster already had pretty nice graphics. It was sort of cartoony, and here they went for a slightly more realistic look. If I zoom in on the people, it's one of the nice things, you can really zoom in a lot. You can see that in comparison to Planet Coaster, people are much less stylized and more sort of realistic. Which I don't really mind either way. I've never actually spent a lot of time zoomed in on the people. There's a bit of a reason for that, which I will also explain in a few moments. Let me just replenish these feeders here.
En route to feeder.
There we go. So, here's our dinosaurs. Here's one of the enclosures anyway. This is my herbivore enclosure, where I've got my herbivores, dinosaurs. Of course, keeping carnivores in here would probably not be the best idea because they do kind of like the taste of meat. What were you doing? No idea. Anyway, here's my ranger team. They're going to replenish these feeders, the herbivore feeders, which, basically make sure that the dinosaurs have something to eat. Of course, you also have to provide them with a water surface, so they can enjoy drinking and not getting dehydrated and dying because of thirst. That's always nice. There we go. So, zooming out of the park, it's fairly expansive. Over here to the right, I only have my research divisions, my fossil center, my expedition center, and lots of power plants, because of course, these islands are all isolated from civilization, so you have to produce your own power, you have to make your own infrastructure and everything. The only thing you usually really start with is the arrival point and perhaps a few buildings or maybe an enclosure. Another feeder requires to be, that one, near my velociraptors. Let's get this guy over there.
Acknowledging request for feeder resupply.
So here's my velociraptors. So, continuing look at that vista, that just looks awesome. Continuing the nice graphics, I have to say the dinosaurs are really well done. It's quite a joy to look at them and watch them. I've been playing this game for, 15, maybe 20 hours now, something like that, and I still haven't gotten tired of looking at the dinosaurs up close. You can actually click on them, and it'll zoom in even more and follow them, and you can, enjoy all of their nice animations, sounds, and everything else. And on that subject, I would like to just say that the animations for the dinosaurs idling and, drinking and running around as well as sounds, are pretty darn brilliant. A lot of them you might actually recognize from the original movie. I think these guys are going to socialize. No, they won't. Okay. So, every dinosaur has their own stats. They've got their health, how much food and water they currently have in their body, I suppose. Basically, how hungry and thirsty they are. And, of course, this is the important... Well, this is one of the also quite important parts, the comfort. The comfort is a thing that will decide whether a dinosaur will like staying in its enclosure or not. There's a goat over there. Live bait. Oh, they're gonna socialize. Yeah, that's quite funny. Look at them. And that goat just running around. I'll keep it zoomed on one of these guys so you can hopefully see how they hunt. Yeah, the comfort, this red bar, basically denotes what they don't like. So, for example, if they get too thirsty or too hungry, they will get restless and try to escape. And the comfort is basically the same thing. Another feeder needs resupply. I think that guy's gonna... No, he's eating. That one is gonna hunt. Let's zoom in on that one. So, the comfort will depend on what sort of land they prefer, how much grassland, how much forest, what kind of population of all the other... Good boy. All the other dinosaurs. And, of course, there's social stuff. So, social basically means if they like to be alone, which these velociraptors don't. They need at least, I think, 2 velociraptors, or maybe even 3 in a pack, to be comfortable. But they also don't want to be too crowded. So, you know, there's a very fine line for each of the dinosaurs you have to bear in mind. Now, it might sound complicated, but really is not. I have lots of types of dinosaurs over here, the herbivores, which usually are not as picky about their environments, but you can see, you know, all of them have different stats. The Stratiomimus is very lenient. He's fine, you know. He doesn't mind anything. But of course, you will have to make sure that they have enough forest by placing trees down, enough grassland by, well, removing trees, and of course, like I said, they need water and food. So, that's a very fun aspect. You build your enclosures yourself. You decide what kind of fences to use, where you will put them, how you will, you know, design everything. So this is completely up to you. There are no pre-designed enclosures, which is pretty fantastic. So if I were to decide I wanted an enclosure, I don't know. Oh.
I want to take this contract, which means you want to take it too. Correct?
Yes. So if I wanted an enclosure here, I could make it. It's not a good idea because it's too small and I really don't have, you know, space for other things here. But yes, I could make it. And also, if you wanted to keep a T-Rex in a level 1 light fence like this, that's your prerogative. You can do so. More feeders. What is going on? Okay, it's my... You'll like these. It's my Brachiosauruses. Or Brachiosauri, whatever.
Attending to feeder supply.
So this is my biggest enclosure because these Brachiosauruses require a lot of land. They were not happy otherwise. So yeah, this has to be very, very big. It goes all the way around this. Have a lot of forest, a lot of plains, and yeah. But now they're a pretty good attraction. Of course, to make dinosaurs viable, or should I say profitable, you of course need viewing galleries and platforms and other things. So these you have to place them in strategic locations where you think the dinosaurs will be around. So, you know, people can actually see them. Because, of course, as you can see, these viewing galleries have a limited amount of vision. So if the dinosaurs are not in the vision, well, the park is not going to be very interesting. Now, the usual thing I do is to place water in the vision cone of the viewing galleries, and especially food. So herbivores, at least, you know, usually stay around those. And that makes it pretty, there you go, pretty good. As you can see, 5 visible dinosaurs here for this viewing platform, pretty much all of them. And there's our ranger team, who is going to resupply that. We can also take control of the ranger teams. That's a rather interesting thing. You can select drive vehicle, and then you can experience your park from down there. I think that's a pretty interesting thing. shall we go and look at the T-Rex enclosure? Yes, I know you want to see that. So anyway, even if I drive through the people, there's really no danger of running anyone down. The developers make sure of that, you know, people sort of just get out of the way, or pushed out of the way. I have no idea whether I'm going to the right direction, because I haven't played this island in a little while now. I've been playing the other islands. We'll get to the progression system soon. There it is. So this is the T-Rex enclosure, and you can probably already hear it. I made this little labyrinth here in the hopes that if the T-Rex does follow me out through the open door, he will not be able to follow me quickly enough. But, as I found out, that's not really an issue. So there it is, in all its glory. Hey T-Rex, you can take a photo like this. And of course get a little bit of money for it. Wow, I have not taken a photo of the T-Rex yet. That's interesting. Oh, I need to photograph a dinosaur hunting. Okay. So basically what I would need to do is wait for this guy, you know, get away from it so it doesn't panic. And wait for it to start hunting the live bait I have. Hello. Now, at first, I thought I had to be careful that these guys don't follow me out of the gates, which apparently they can't really. And secondly, I was afraid that they could attack the rangers, and I don't think that can happen either. I don't know why there are so many feeders needing resupply now, but they do. Anyway, just ignore that. It doesn't happen that often. The feeders can actually last quite a long time. But anyway, that's something fun you can do. And then you just right-click and leave them to their own devices, and they will, you know, pretty smartly make their way out of it and back to the ranger station, which is over there. Anyway, to create new dinosaurs, there's a couple of things you have to do first. Let's go to the control room and to the world view. This is the expedition map. Here, you will decide where to send your dig teams, and they will try to uncover various dinosaur fossils, from which you will then extract DNA. So, for example, I don't know, every dig site has different dinosaur fossils available. And as you can see, you can quickly find out which ones have carnivores and which ones have, oh, bloody hell. Grass-eating dinosaurs. Herbivores. Alright, so let's go to this one and to this one, for example. I have two teams at the moment. So this will take 2 minutes apiece to get there, but we already have some fossils. Now, fossils will have qualities. As you can see, this one is of the highest quality possible, because if you remember from the movie, this, you know, it's a mosquito that drank the blood of a dinosaur, so you can get lots of DNA from that. So you can extract DNA for a certain amount of money. As you can see, I'm pretty much rolling in money. And of course, the fossils are for different dinosaurs. You can see that for this one, I have 58% of the genome done, which will increase as we scan more fossils. For the Strathiomimus, I've already completed his genome, or its genome fully, so there's no point in extracting more. We can just sell that. And your teams will often find gold and silver and titanium and other stuff that you can sell for a hefty sum of money. Which is kind of funny, because a lot of the times these expeditions, as you can see, they cost a certain amount of money, but it's very cheap to send them over. And more often than not, they will pay for themselves with that. Let's see what needs to be. Oh yeah, these guys. You might probably remember these guys from the original movie as well. I love their sounds. They really nailed the sounds and the looks. Look at him. He's beautiful. Yes, you are. Yes, we're looking at you. Come on. Make your sound. Oh, they're gonna socialize, are they? No. Oh, beautiful. Anyway, a lot of these carnivores are quite picky about their environment, so it's dangerous. Anyway, when you have enough of the genome available, which I think it's 50%, and there we go, our expeditions are back. You go to a Hammond Creation Lab. Let's go to this other one, and you can incubate a dinosaur. So, as you can see, I've got quite a lot of them at 100% already. And even if they're not at 100%, even at 60 or 54%, like I said, they're already viable. Especially now that for this building, like for most of the other buildings, you can upgrade them with various things. And for this one, I have 3 success rate modules, 2.0, which means that increases dinosaur viability by 20%. So each. So this is plus 60% viability. So even if I were to incubate a dinosaur with 54% genome, which means 55% viability, it's still plus 60% for my modules, which basically puts it above 100% viability. However, because you don't want to just, incubate normal dinosaurs, you want to modify the genome. And you do that by, well, going to this menu and then selecting different things to... this is just cosmetic, by the way, this. However, all the other stuff... all these other genomes will actually change their stats. Some of them will increase their attack, some of the defense, and so on and so forth. I usually like to increase, to put in genes, to splice in genes that increase their resilience and lifespan. And I have to decide between these two. Lifespan would still be at 57, so I would take this one, brain aging, for example. However, you might have noticed that with each of these things I add, the viability goes down. So this dinosaur is now at 36% viability, but of course with plus 60% for the module. So that's still 96%. But because I don't have a lot of, genome completed for him, I'm probably not going to do it just yet, because modifying them also increases their rating. And this is basically their interest rating, I suppose. So the higher it is, the more people will pay to go to this park to see it. So for example, for this hybrid here, it's 645, which is insane, compared to the T-Rex, which is 422. Now these are fully genomed and fully modified, so I got their rating pretty high. And of course they're quite expensive to incubate, as you can see, 11 million. So that's how you incubate a dinosaur. Let's actually incubate one. Actually, no. I will show you here, because I've already incubated 3 Dilophosauruses. So let's release them. I love their sounds. You get a little intro animation as you let them out. Yes, you're a good boy. Good boy. Yes, you are. All right, let's release the other ones as well. And I will quickly open this gate over here. This is sort of my little airlock, so I can create dinosaurs without them running into an enclosure I don't want, like the Ceratosauruses. I think these guys would be fine with the Ceratosauruses, but I like to keep them separated anyway. So for now, I'll keep this open because this guy and another guy is coming out. And they will join. Oh yeah, check this out. This is pretty funny, by the way. Look at these Ceratosauruses here. They will probably be a little bit interested in the monorail up there. Come on. Come on, look at him. Oh no, he wasn't checking it. Okay, anyway, the funny thing is, I like what they've done. When you have the monorail running over an enclosure like this, let me also close the gate here. Oops. No, gate, please. Yeah. You can manually open and close them, obviously. Yeah, when you have monorail running over like this, these Ceratosauruses usually take quite an interest in it, and they peek up and they keep looking in it, maybe follow it. It's pretty interesting. I like that a lot. Anyway, you also have to keep care of your power. Obviously, this was a big thing in the movies as well, if you remember. If you lose power, buildings will not work. You might lose also power to the electrified fences, these red ones, for example, which haven't really proven to be that effective at the moment. But I've put this Tyrannosaurus Rex in a enclosure and the electrified fence. I think this will bring out another goat. Hello, goat. There you are. And then it'll be able to hunt it. So, you might have seen these contracts popping up over here. This is a rather interesting part of the game. It's reputation. You've got 3 divisions. You've got your science division, you've got your entertainment division, and head of security, or the security division. And each of them will give you various... Oh, sabotage risk high. interesting. So it's these guys doing it. Okay. Each of these divisions will give you missions, but usually they're more like sort of, I don't know, like milestones, like maintain facility rating of 5 stars, or get this genome, or photograph a dinosaur hunting, and so on and so forth. Ooh, it's raining. Pretty. So, you know, they're an interesting thing to get more reputation with them, get some rewards, and get more money with them. And of course, if you keep their reputation too low, as you can see, the sabotage risk is high. I don't really understand why the science division of all of those would want to sabotage your park and endanger people, but okay, I suppose. I mean, you know, if you remember from the first movie, the sabotage caused pretty much the entire park to fall apart. Fortunately, without any people being present. So yeah, here we go. Another case in point for the game being very pretty. Look at that. Specular reflections and everything. So anyway, how does the park management actually work? I want to touch up on that because I love park management games. Now, in Planet Coaster, it was a lot of fun building everything, but it was more of a sandbox than really management. It was very easy, you know, having a profit. So management wasn't really that huge of a deal. You needed to make sure that people were not hungry or thirsty and that they had a lot of fun. And voila, there was the money. Now, that was sort of, I suppose, the same in Roller Coaster Tycoon, but you had a little bit more of a struggle. I have to say, in the Jurassic World Evolution, it's a bit odd. It's the same thing. It's extraordinarily easy to keep afloat as far as money goes. Basically, when you start, you'll have like minus 15,000 or minus 25,000 per minute. And then as soon as you put your first dinosaur in an enclosure, that's it. You're already making a profit. Of course, you're making very, little profit. So if you want more money, you'll need to wait a long time. But usually you have a big enough reserve to make more dinosaurs and get more people in and so on and so forth. So yeah, making money in this game is a very, very simple thing. I really didn't have any problems, even from the start, making sure that my parks run with a profit. So don't expect some crazy management as far as finances goes. Where the management comes into play is dinosaurs. Now, you can see a lot of people, and I said that I never really paid much attention to them, and that's in part because unlike in Planet Coaster, where you can click on the people, you cannot do here. And unlike in Planet Coaster, where people had their own stats, just like the dinosaurs, for example, they had hunger and thirst and how many rides they were on and what they preferred and how much money they had. None of that is present here, which is a bit of a shame. The people really are just sort of a backdrop. Yes, it's nice to see that there's loads of people in the park and, the park is very popular and people are probably having a good time, but they're sort of devoid of personality. They will point at things every now and then, just like in Planet Coaster, but they won't jump around with joy or run, or there's no kids for some reason. And I think there's a very good reason for that is the fact that the dinosaurs can escape and eat people. So they had to shy away from having kids in the game because obviously kids dying in the game would bring, the world down on them because it's a horrible thing and so on and so forth. But, normal people can die. Anyway. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame. There's no interaction with the people apart from planting down restaurants, arcades, bowling alleys, fast food shops, clothing shops, and so on and so forth to satisfy their needs. So here's hunger. As you can see, they're very hungry here. There's thirst, shopping, and entertainment. And that's basically as far as people go, obviously. And, transport and more hotels to increase the capacity of how many people can be in the park. So it's a bit of a shame. You cannot put down any benches. You cannot put down little, burger shops and see people eating the stuff and sitting down. I was really hoping that Frontier Developments would simply take Planet Coaster, the whole mechanics with the people, and put them into this game. Now, I sort of understand why they did it, because the main characters of the show have to be dinosaurs. And, this is where management happens. You have to manage your dinosaurs. But once you understand the mechanics of the game, managing your dinosaurs really doesn't isn't that difficult of a task, which is fine. So you can, have a nice little park, sandboxy park, and watch them run around. The only trouble arises when there's sabotage going on. For example, sometimes they can sabotage the gates to all open, which is pretty bad news. And if the dinosaurs do escape, they can start eating people. And of course, you also have your ACU helicopter. Where is it? Where did I put it? It's here. The ACU center, which by pressing T, you can select it and add tasks to tranquilize. Various dinosaurs, for example. So they will fly over to them, try to tranquilize them, miss lots of times, and of course you can upgrade that. And then...
Sabotage in progress.
Well, like I've said, what's been sabotaged? What's been sabotaged? What's been sabotaged? I have no idea what's been sabotaged. That is one of the big problems with this overlay. Okay, let's go to Ranger Team. I can see here what's been sabotaged. What the hell? Was it a herbivore? So it's only been sabotaged. I mean, it's only been power that's been sabotaged. Yeah, okay.
Confirming task.
Okay, so that's not a huge deal. I thought they actually broke the fence, but it wasn't the fences. So, let's go to the complaints that I have. One of them was the people are, just a backdrop. The other is when Crisis starts. You have this nice, cool-looking overlay, overhead map, and it looks cool. There's lots of little things and icons and data, but as you could see right there, in the case of sabotage or a crisis, it's very difficult to actually find out what's going on. You can select only dinosaurs, you can select only teams, but it really doesn't help you. When you have a big enough park, trying to find a fence that's been broken, it's like, what's escaping? Is it a dinosaur? Is it a herbivore? What's escaping? What's going on? And every single time that this has happened, I could not find the...
Sabotage resolved.
I could not find the fence that's been broken in time before the dinosaurs actually escaped. I only found it by going to the overlay and the game telling me that a dinosaur is a threat to people, because it was already outside and it gave it a red, icon, threat to danger to people. So that could definitely be worked on. The other thing is, a lot of people are complaining about dinosaur behavior. And I sort of tend to agree with them. The game description says that the dinosaurs will think, feel, and react intelligently to the world around them, which in a way is true, because they will interact with each other. They will hunt each other. You can also have, fights if you want. You can set, this guy loose in here, and he will just, cause a massacre, but probably die as well himself because of fighting. But, what was I talking about? I'm babbling too much about things. Anyway, behavior. Behavior is a little bit lacking. Dinosaurs will make sure that they are fed and that they drink enough. Everything else is optional. Hunting, they will do if you have live bait for the carnivores. Socializing, they will do if they have dinosaurs of the same type in there. And killing each other, they will do if there's carnivores with dinosaurs they don't like. For example, these guys sometimes tolerate the Dilophosauruses, but sometimes they also fight each other. So, you have to sort of experiment with it, and you can always tranquilize and transport dinosaurs. But a lot of people have been saying that they've been playing an old park management, Jurassic World park management game, which I haven't played, like from 2001, I think, or something, that had a lot of things that this game lacks. And one of the big things is pack movement. I would love to see packs formed, between, Edmontosaurus is here, or Brachiosauruses, walk around in herds, or the velociraptors actually hunting in packs. That never happens. If you have a Ceratosaurus and you bring it over here to the velociraptors, they will fight. But only one-on-one. You know, the velociraptors will watch their buddies get killed one by the Ceratosaurus until the Ceratosaurus gets killed because there are too many velociraptors to fight. One-on-one, of course. And that's another thing. When dinosaurs don't like each other, they will keep fighting. They will keep killing. And that also goes doubly for the goats. Even if they're not hungry, they will kill them and they will eat them. Or in the case of velociraptors or Dilophosauruses, they will just kill them and then leave them there, which is a bit of a waste. But it's not really a problem with, you know, how much money you have, usually. But the biggest problem is the dinosaurs don't really seem to have any self-preservation instincts. The herbivores might run, but the game is designed so that a dinosaur fleeing will always get caught by a carnivore, or people outside will always get caught if they're close enough. So it's very weird to see a Ceratosaurus at 10% health, barely breathing, and deciding that it will attack a, Ciontosaurus here at full health, because, well, it hasn't killed enough. In fact, it will kill one, not even touch it, not even eat it, and then kill the next one. The only time it will actually eat a dinosaur is when it's really hungry, I believe. So that's a bit of a downer. So we've got not much park management as far as financials goes. People that you don't really interact with at all. They're just, a backdrop, like I said. And no pack behavior. I think that would be bloody awesome. Pack behavior. Have packs of velociraptors running about hunting. Have the herbivores in packs walking together. That would be amazing. However, having said that, we have a great dinosaur rating. Having said that, and knowing Frontier Development's track record with Planet Coaster or Elite Dangerous, with time, all of these things might probably be, hopefully, implemented for free, of course. So I have high hopes for this. I have to say that despite all of the minuses and the complaints, oh yeah, there's one more, but I will show you that in a moment. It's not a huge deal, but anyway. With all of the complaints, I have been playing this game for about 20 hours, and I have had lots of fun with it. It's up to your expectations, of course, but if you like management games, and this game is very, very pretty, like I said, but if you like management games and you like the idea of dinosaurs, you will really enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. It's got its quirks, but, it's a lot of fun. And there's two things I wanted to mention. One extraordinarily annoying thing, which hopefully they will, sort out, and it's probably pretty easy to sort out. Whenever you click on something, whether it be a building or a dinosaur or whatever, as you can see, this game loves to mess with your camera. So as you can see, I have the camera like this. Let's say I want to see, how's my T-Rex doing? Okay, good. Let's click back. Okay, the camera actually went back. But, when you do a lot of clicking, and you will do a lot of clicking in this game because you'll be doing the fossils and this and that, the camera is constantly going. Let's see, it didn't reset here, so I have to zoom out, adjust my camera. It will zoom in for everything. And not only is that annoying, but it's also annoying in the sense that when there is a crisis and you're trying to do something quick, it's like, oh no, a dinosaur has escaped. Wait, let's do TACU helicopter at task. And then, okay, that's a bad example. I don't know. For example, a gate, I've forgotten a gate open or something. And I'm like, oh no, let's go to the gate. No, not this one. This one. Open it. Or close it or whatever. A lot of the times it'll be quite annoying that the game constantly zooms in on things. Also, when you release a dinosaur, it will go to the intro screen, even though you've seen it a lot of the times already. I mean, the intro animation for the dinosaur. So I just right-click and skip it and do other things in the meantime, because of course the game does not pause while that is going on. So that's quite annoying. And then the other thing, in the options menu, in the settings, they have done... Frontier Developments have committed the cardinal sin, in my book, of graphics settings. So, what do we have here? When I first go into a game, of course, let's Let's go to lowest. So you've got lowest here, right? What's that? Medium? Why is that lowest? It goes back to low. See? So if you go to lowest, it's not actually the lowest setting because texture quality is still at medium. Okay, but fair enough. What I usually do in games is go to the settings and go to the highest setting. There is a highest setting. Oh, there's an ultra. I didn't even know that. So, there we go. So, we go to ultra. And what happens? TAA, anti-aliasing, still has an upscale TAA. Post-processing, okay, that's... So, ambient occlusion is high, but you also have ultra. Global illumination. Screen space reflection is off. Why? I put it on ultra before. Geometry detail, very high instead of high. If I put something on ultra, I want everything to be maxed out. Please. I hate that. And of course, there is no bar underneath, so you have to go through every single setting and make sure that it's on its highest setting. And of course, you know, if the highest setting was max for everything, that's fine. You could just see, oh, everything is on max, good. But no, some stuff is on high, some stuff is on, some stuff is very high, some stuff is ultra. Anyway, rant over, sorry about that. So I just wanted to say that despite its shortcomings, the biggest shortcoming of it being the fact that there is no pack behavior and the dinosaurs just keep killing with no self-preservation. But if you want a normal park where herbivores are in their own enclosures and carnivores are kept in their own enclosures, it is a very, very fun, exceedingly pretty game with very good sound effects. I love the sounds of the various dinosaurs. Here with the T-Rex, you will usually hear it, you know, roar when you're near the enclosure. Obviously, I also didn't mention that there are islands, various islands available. So you play through all these islands and you unlock different islands. For example, I've unlocked Isla Sorna now, and then I have the Isla Nublar, and I think this is from the first movie, the Jurassic World. This is from the first movie, but I have to have certain prerequisites for that. I have to complete them. I have to require Isla Montaceros with 4 stars, so that's not a huge deal. Just go back to this one, because I didn't know what I was doing there yet, and do that. So you do that, you unlock various islands with various challenges. For example, on this one, the park was pretty much almost bankrupt. On this one, there are storms and such, and sabotages, and so on and so forth. And then you also have research. With research, you can research various fossils, or fossil axis, really. And as you can see, I've played a lot of the game, and there's still a lot to research. Genetic research, look at all that stuff. And there's the hybrids. I've got enclosures. I still don't have the electrified concrete, which should be nice to have. But I need to do Isla Pena, security division, to over there. So, you know, if you want that, you have to play through all the islands and max out the reputations. I didn't know that at the start, so I just played. There's a lot of the things the game doesn't quite tell you. There is a tutorial, but there's a lot of things the game doesn't actually tell you. So yeah, there is a lot to keep you entertained and going. But as I said, you have to like management games. And hopefully Frontier Developments will do something about the pack behavior and so on and so forth and improve the game. And I'm sure they will, because, well, it's Frontier Development. So anyway, I hope you've been enjoying this. This is a very, very fun game, which I'm definitely going to play more and try to unlock the last 2 islands, get my reputations up, and so on and so forth. And I hope you've enjoyed it. This little review. This was MetalCanyon, and I will see you next time. Do you want to see some dinosaurs getting out? Come on, yes, I know you do. Let's open up the gates. Come on. You know we have to do that. Let's take the ranger team and see what happens. There's also shelters in the game you can build, so people, and then you can open up the shelters, alarms go off, people have to hide in them. There's weather effect like rain, like you've seen before, but there's also storms, which will cause dinosaurs to get very unhappy. Where is it? Dinosaur thread, there we go. So where is it? There you go, now it's coming out. And now music has started. Come on, where are you? Dead dinosaur, okay. One of the dinosaurs has died from old age, probably. There it is. People are running away. Come on. Okay, so that enclosure I did is fairly good, but now it's out.
Weather warning remains in effect.
There we go, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I can also, here you are. I was going to hunt. Nom. It's going to eat someone. Attacking a human. Oh, sorry. There you go. I better not save this, because my ratings will go down. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.